Hi guys, this is Niki Rowland and today I have a layout for Bramble Fox. I'm using a new set to the store called Flamingos and Flowers, and I'm also using a new stencil. It's Fox Cut 19, so we have quite a collection of stencils now. So it's a really lovely starburst effect stencil, and straight away I knew I wanted to smush some mixed media through it and create an interesting background. So here I'm doing that. So I've started off, oh look at how fab that is. I've started off with a green one, so I've gone for used the entire stencil onto the left side of my page, and I've used green or a turquoisey minty green texture paste directly through the stencil. So that is texture paste by Shimmerz, and I want to now do another colour of texture paste, so that means I need to wait for that one to dry, or at least be touch dry, before I can put the stencil back down and put another colour through it. So I've used my heat tool there. It's still quite sticky, but it's just about dry enough. So now you can see there, oh that's really stuck. You can see there that I've come in with the pink, and I've used a much smaller section of the stencil to get a smaller starburst, and I'm going to do the same over on the right hand side, and then I'm going to see how that looks. Oh, I'm going to do another one there as well. So just a very, very small one on the left there, and it overlaps the green one. So that is looking quite good. I'm really impressed with how well the stencil works. You know, some you get lots of bleeding underneath, but this one, no, it was all good. I have I'm just cleaning up my stencil, and now I do have to wait for that to dry. So this is a few hours later, and things are dry. So before I start sticking anything down, I'm just going to mount my photos. So I have two photos. These are of a recent holiday to Lanzarote. So I'm one of the minority people who actually made it on holiday this year. We just happened to have booked exactly the right window, although we did get caught up in quarantine when we got home, but we did make it on holiday, so that was great. And these photos are professional photos taken at a water park that my husband and the two big children went to. They actually went for a whole week. They came home every night, of course, but every day off they went to the water park, gave me and little one a few hours of peace. So that was nice. So I'm going to use these two photos, and I'm just going to work out for a bit how things are going to look on this layout. So before I stick anything down, I'm going to position my photos, position other embellishments, and see how things are looking. There's something not quite right about the layout at the moment. It doesn't feel like the mixed media looks really good, but it doesn't feel like a mixed media layout yet. It's quite still quite white, and there's only the texture paste on the background at the moment. So I'm gonna have to address that in a bit, but at the moment I'm just working out what that's going to look like. I'm pretty happy with that kind of layout that I've got there. I'm just going to spend a few minutes like moving things around, working out where I want my cluster, because I do want the mixed media to show, the starbursts to show in the background. So one of my biggest mistakes with mixed media is that regularly I create a wonderful background and then cover the whole lot up. So I'm trying to not do that, and be sensible in my photo and cluster placement so that I don't cover up the whole lot. So yeah, I'm using items from one of the recent Lollipop Box Club boxes, and I have I'm just using my little one's come to join us. So I'm just trying to work out where everything's going to go, and what I'm going to use. I've added a doily, and at this point I've decided that I need some more colour on my background. It just wasn't doing it for me. I love the starburst so much, but there's still a lot of white showing through, so I wanted to add a bit more colour. So I've dived into my Shimmerz July kit colour kit from Shimmerz, and I'm adding in some colour over the top of those stenciled areas. So same colours, or very similar colours anyway, not exactly the same shade, but very, very similar. So like using a turquoise paint over the top of the turquoise stenciled area, and now I'm going to use pink on the in the pink areas. So I'm just dipping my paintbrush in and painting directly onto the area, and then adding some splatters, and I did that for the green as well. So nothing fancy, I didn't even use the packaging technique, I literally just used my paintbrush and added some colour, and that you can see that they really now come alive because they are so much more colourful in the background, and it's looking much more like a mixed media layout to me than what it did before, because there was just too much white shining through. So I totally sorted that out by adding the paint at the top. So I've used a lightish pink on the two pink ones on the sides, and the top one I'm going to go for a darker colour. Just a bit, just to give a bit of a different look really. So yes, I'm using that one as well. So yeah, they are and adding splatters as well, and this is all now coming together really well. I'm loving the look of that now, and I can go back to my original design where I had my photos in place, and I can put those across the layout, but of course now I have to wait for it to dry again. So another few hours. I do use the heat tool sometimes, but I worry that it can make my background warp. I use marshmallow as my background, but even so, the heat tool is quite intense and does tend to make the paper warp. So I try not to use it if I can. If I'm scrapbooking really late, I try to do a mixed media background before I go to bed, and then in the morning it's dry, or I try and get that done and then go and cook dinner or something like that, so that I'm not waiting around for ages. If I'm being impatient and need to make the layout right now, then that's when the heat tool comes out. But if I can leave it to dry naturally, generally I will do so. Okay, so just at the point now where I can start sticking everything back down, well, not back down, but down for the first time. So I had got it all arranged, and then took it all off again to add the paint, and now I can just commit and get everything stuck in place now. So I've already stuck my photos. They are stuck along the bottom edge, and then I'm just adding some foam pads behind them to make them stand up at the top and get some dimension. I've added my doily. That silver chipboard frame is from the Lollipop Box Club, and the little journaling card over on the right hand side, and then this paper bag. I love these. Every month that little kit box comes all beautifully packaged, and I try to use everything, so not just the things that are inside the bags, but the bags as well. So yeah. Okay, so to the point now where I am now just going to carry on, get the last bits done. I've moved forward a little bit. Things are all stuck down now, including my beautiful, beautiful perspectives. So the Flowers and Flamingos set is absolutely awesome. It's new to the store. I love flamingos. They're a real trend thing at the moment, aren't they? And it was great that they were paired up with some hibiscus flowers, also bang on trend as well. So that little set is brilliant. So we have some frosted pink and some solid kind of coral pink, and they're just lovely and just so perfect for summer layouts like this one. So I just felt that the layout needed something at the top, so I've added a piece of green tissue paper and a strip of pattern paper there as well. Underneath my photos I've added a title too, so I've got the words Summer Escape. Escape is from a cut apart sheet full of words, and the word summer is a pack of thickers from goodness knows when, way ago I think. They're like silver with pink foam, so they're pretty cool. And I'm just going to carry on adding in some bits and pieces. So I've got a little sticker book there full of tropical style flowers and icons and things. So I'm going to go through and add a few more bits and pieces from that sticker book, extending the design up towards the top section where I've got that green strip at the top. Sorry, it's off camera right now, but I have that green strip at the top, so I wanted to extend the top of my design to reach up a bit towards the green bit at the top. Even if it doesn't quite meet it, that's fine. It just extends things and makes it look visually more pleasing. So yeah. So anyway, now I am adding in some sequins by Spiegelmum Scraps, of course. They are Flamingo Bay, and they are full of bright pinks and seashells in turquoise and flamingo sequins. How awesome is that? So as I have lots of flamingos on this layout, those sequins are perfect. So I'm just sticking those down. I use glossy accents to stick my sequins, and I use a paper piercing tool. I just put a small amount of the glue on the end of my paper piercing tool, and that allows me to pick up the sequin, move it out of the way. I then quickly put some glue down, and then I can put my sequin back in place, and that works really, really well for me. So that's how I stick down my sequins. Okay, so I'm pretty much done at this point. I've just added in my journaling at the bottom. I did that off camera because I needed to look something up, I think. So yeah, so that is me done. So I'm just showing you there the completely finished layout. Oh, I added some stitching. That's what I went off to do. So I added some black zigzag stitching at the top section. Okay, so thank you very, very much for joining me today. Do check out the Flamingos and Flowers set in the store, and Fox Cut 19, which is completely and utterly awesome. And thank you very much for joining me today. That was Niki Rowland for Bramble Fox.